Okay, this is a website where I found where I actually decided to wanted to draw some yokai. You see, when people do stuff, apparently they have a niche, a type of group of things that they have to do. If you look at anything I've ever done in my miserable life, I just did a little bit of group here, a little bit of group there. On my pictures, I did traditional, I did some digital, and I did play around because I was bored with AI for no reason. I actually did space art for digital. I did a bunch of traditional stuff, and then I started drawing yokai, and I thought, am I gonna get a niche for anything? For anybody to, I don't know, like anything I do? Well, instead of drawing them, just drawing them, maybe I should talk about them. Because I was deciding to draw a bunch of stuff. I had a randomizer, and I said, I'll just do a randomizer and see which one I'm gonna land on. I started doing that a few times. I decided to put it on my David account. Well, anyway, there's a lot of yokai. Well, yokai is literally more than is technically just a bunch of spirits and ghosts and cool stories that are based off a Japanese legend. And that's what this is. This here is a map. Not that anyone knows what a map is. Woo! For example, let's go to Kanto. Akebi, Azuki Baba, Asagibi. That's just how it is. You have to assume what these words actually translates into. Ao, Sagibi, I think it's actually just blue firebird. I don't know what Sagi means, but I know B, I actually remember that. B is actually a alternate version of he, which technically means fire, and Ao is another form meaning blue. For example, for B, you basically say hanabi. Hana is actually meaning flower, and B is part of the he, which technically he means fire. When you smash them together, you get hanabi, which hanabi means actually fireworks. So that's my assumption. It means blue firebird. If anyone knows how wrong I am, tell me what this actually translates to. Denpachi Kitsune Futafuchi Yona Gaki. I'm actually drawing this thing. This is creepy. Gaki. Gaki is well, it's kind of hard. I want to say it's a zombie, but it's basically, it doesn't really explain very well what it is. I mean, it explains that it didn't explain what it originally comes from, because origin, it's down here, it just says the realm of the Gaki is considered one of the 4 unhappy rebirths. It basically is a realm that is one step above Jikoku, which actually this word, thanks to a show called Jikoku Girl, it translates to Hell Girl. Not really my favorite show. But basically, according to this, Jikoku, you're all locked up, you're in hell, you're basically punished. These are punished, but they're actually walking around as if they're hungry. They're constantly hungry ghosts. It's as if they're just trying to say, as if what it is just trying to explain that if you have a type of sin, but you don't harm people, if you don't harm people, you're not hurting people, and you're just having a type of, I guess you say gluttony or greed, a type of sin, but it doesn't hurt anyone else. You're stuck in a different area. I don't know. I really can't explain what these things are. I can explain other ones better, but I'm drawing these things, and it is very, very gross. Constant hunger, and can never feed, or can never satisfy thyself. Just like gluttony, the sin of non-stop eating. apparently it translates to another term nowadays that means basically that your child is filthy. This comes from the perception that children are always wanting more food and never satisfied with what they get. They just make a mess, apparently. But the origin, try not to hurt people. You don't want to turn into this. But the question is, what is worse? Going to a pit of fire and locked up? Or being in one of these, having your spirit die and reincarnate into a ghostly thing which just wanders the earth looking constantly for your satisfaction but never finding it. Be careful. Don't harm people. Try your best not to harm yourself.